is alright with me. 'Cause you make me feel so brand new. And I want to spend my life with you. Let me say, sing, baby. Since we've been together, ooh, loving you forever is what I need. Let me be the one you come running to. I'll never be
tastes like strawberries on a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song. I want more berries and that summer feeling. It's so wonderful and warm. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I could ever go without. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know if I could ever go without. Watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar. Strawberries on a summer evening. Baby, you're the end of June. I want your belly and that summer feeling, getting washed away in you. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I could ever go without. Watermelon sugar high, 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 watermelon sugar high. I just want to taste it. Oh, gentle heart, oh, simple soul, you have come so far on your own. Do not turn back, do not lose hope. Who can say how far is left to go? And all the nights you've walked alone, you followed lights to guide you home. Well, should the dawn refuse to rise, should the darkness close on all sides, well, may you find your heart next to mine, for we found hope in a hopeless time. Oh, gentle heart, oh, simple soul, there is still so much left to know. So plant your seeds and watch them grow, and keep on moving on down the road. And through the night, the wind shall blow, and all our lights are burning low. Should the dawn refuse to rise? Should the darkness close on all sides? Well, may you find your heart next to mine, for we found hope in a hopeless time. Walked alone, you followed light to guide you home. Well, should the dawn refuse to rise? Should the darkness close on all sides? May you still find your heart next to mine, for we found hope in a hopeless time. Oh, we found hope in a hopeless time. Oh, we found hope in a hopeless time.
Yeah.
My friends, we have gathered to celebrate the marriage of Mike and Suzanne. Marriage is the promise of hope between two people who love each other, who trust that love, and who wish to share the future together. It enables two individuals to share their desires, longings, dreams, and memories, and to help each other through their uncertainties. It provides the encouragement to risk more and thus to gain more. In marriage, I think that we would all agree these two people belong together forever, providing mutual support and stability to each other. Here in the presence of God and family and friends, we recognize and affirm their relationship as they begin their married life together in this community. Matt will now do a reading.
This is a reading from the book of Ecclesiastes. When the clouds are full, they pour out rain upon the earth. Whether a tree falls to the south or to the north, wherever it falls, there shall it lie. One who pays heed to the wind will never sow, and one who watches the clouds will never reap. Just as you do not know how the life breath enters the human frame in the mother's womb, so you do not know the work of God, who is working in everything. In the morning sow your seed, and at evening do not let your hand be idle. For you do not know which of the two will be successful, or whether both alike will turn out well.
And now Suzanne's brother Rob will do a reading.
Welkom everybody. En snel hulp Holland naar iedereen die thuis in Nederland zit. Touched by an Angel by Maya Angelou. We, unaccustomed to courage, exiles from delight, live coiled in shells of loneliness, until love leaves its high holy temple and comes into our sight to liberate us into life. Love arrives, and in its train comes ecstasies, old memories of pleasure, ancient histories of pain. Yet if we are bold, love strikes away the chains of fear from our souls. We are weaned from timidity. In the flush of love's light, we dare be brave. And suddenly we see that love costs all we are and will ever be. Yet it is only love which sets us free.
For those of you that I have not met, and for those who are live streaming with us, my name is Chuck McCourt, and it's an honor and a privilege for me to be here with all of you today as I have the privilege of witnessing these vows. I've been a friend of Mike's for about 30 years, and through Mike, he introduced me to Sani, and it's been a wonderful journey for the three of us to come here to this moment. I shared with Mike and Sani at the beginning of our conversation that being Irish born myself, I certainly can preach a wedding, but I kind of prefer to not do that. That instead to work with the bride and the groom to get them to articulate their story, how it is that they first met, how it was when it all first began, and how it is that we would come to be standing right here, right now, witnessing the vows that they are about to exchange. And so I've asked both of them a series of questions: when, where, and how did they meet? What was their first impression, and how may their impression have changed over time? When did they realize the moment that they wanted to get married? Where is God in their relationship, and what's happening between them and God right here, right now? So I shared with them that ordinarily the bride and the groom pass their stories on to me, and I read them aloud, and they each hear the other's story for the very first time right now. But in Mike and Sani's case, after reading their stories, I said to them, I think you should read them. I think that you did such a great job, that it would be more authentic coming from your voices. So I was given
Totally ready for this.
yeah, so I was given the job of deciding who should go first, and I randomly picked Mike. Do
Okay. Because we'll go.
you want to hold yours now?
Sure. Are we alternating?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, okay.
just like class.
Yes. Team teaching. Where did we meet? Basically, we met via text message. Our friend Colleen started a thread saying something along the lines, "You two are awesome teachers. Mike, this is Sonny. Suzanne, this is Mike. You two should really talk." Within minutes, I got a separate text from Sonny asking if I would like to have a little fun at Colleen's expense. So while Sonny and I texted back and forth to set up our first date, we also kept replying to Colleen's thread with some really awkward, or as my daughter would say, cringy stuff. What's your favorite color? What's your spirit animal? I thought to myself, this lady has some spunk. This is going to be fun.
It's a sweaty summer day. Well, this is not the official day we meet, but it's the day when Colleen Eddy puts your name, Mike Carr, into the ether. Elizabeth Dean is driving Colleen and me back from an inspirational educational conference in DC. And the three of us are all hopped up on making thinking visible, disrupting the status quo, and free wine. I'm riding shotgun, craning my neck back to smile at Colleen, who says to me, "You have to meet my friend. Trust me." "Maybe," I respond. "We'll see." Fast forward a couple months. "Are you ready to meet Mike yet?" Colleen chimes in, and so on. "Are you ready to meet my friend yet?" Each time we gather, including one setup competition with Anita Hartley, spoiler alert, Colleen wins. Then January 2020 rolls around, and I find myself in a group text. You, me, and Colleen. And Colleen writes, "Suzanne Van Dyke, meet Mike Carr. Mike and I have been friends for 15 plus years. Suzanne and I have bonded over the Deeper Learning Conference and beyond. You're both committed educators, smart and kind, good and fun people. Let the texting begin." She did have a screenshot of it, so that's exactly what it says. "Obviously, I want to mess with Colleen and make her think she created an awkward first encounter, so I convince you to have a boring conversation with me in this group text to freak Colleen out, while simultaneously texting you in our own chat to plot our first date. Why, hello, Mike. What's your favorite color?" I ask. "Hello, Suzanne. Green is good. And what is yours?" You respond. "Teal. And sometimes gray." Despite our prank, you and I meet at Northside Social, 1/23/2020.
My first impression. A few years ago, I was part of a team at Fairfax County trying to make a more effective and meaningful curriculum for our students. Periodically, over the course of the school year, I would leave my students in the care of a sub and meet with other teachers from across the county to work on this project. We spent the morning in one of these sessions working on tasks with our various teams, but after lunch we were treated to a share fair so that we could learn from experts within the county about different tools and techniques that might help our cause. So in a big conference room, I worked my way around the different presenters with a team absorbing all the cool ideas. Until we got to the third presenter. She was stunningly beautiful. Soft blue eyes, flowing hair, and a smile that radiated enthusiasm. I am ashamed to say I could not tell you what she was talking about. I didn't ask any questions. I did not introduce myself. My mental capacities were maxed out, trying not to stare and keeping my jaw off the floor. Thankfully, once we moved on, I recovered the ability to think and talk again. So when Colleen tells me about Suzanne Van Dyke, I do some Googling. And whose picture do I see? Yep, the conference lady and Suzanne are one and the same. And as our first date evolved from a cup of coffee to a few drinks and then dinner, I realized two things about my first impression of Sonny. She is stunning, but in so many ways. Kind heart, educator passion, and that sharp wit. And that I should definitely have been listening to whatever it is she was trying to tell me. at that share fair.
I'll show you later.
Okay, thanks.
She has a PowerPoint.
Yeah.
All right, my first impression. I walk up the steps of Northside Social in Falls Church. It's late afternoon on a Thursday. I cross my fingers and say a little wish as I make my way around the corner to see you sitting there, turning around as if you knew it would be me. Your honey green eyes meet mine like magnets. I have no idea who you are, and yet I feel like I know you. The conversation flows. We discuss books, education, social justice, and Carol. You have to head out to meet Carol's new teacher, but we agree to meet again. It's pre-pandemic, and the options for our next date are unlimited. As for first impressions, Mike, you are kind, peaceful, loving, intelligent, daddish in the best way. Funny, athletic, handsome, family guy, all wrapped up into a geek burrito. I wouldn't say my impression has changed as much as the depth of your qualities continue to be actualized every day and spark endless joy. Oh, and I've learned through experience, you're also a chef.
When did you realize you wanted to spend the rest of your life with this person? I can remember when I first had that thought. Sonny and I had been dating for about 2 months, but prior to this pandemic, life was busy, and as a single dad, I didn't get to see her as much as I wished. I figured if Sonny were really going to get to know me, she would also need to get to know Carol. And if Carol was cool with Sonny, then I would get to see more of Sonny. So I had Sonny over for dinner. There was a little reticence at first on Carol's part, which evolved into a general goofiness, which we're all good with. And Sonny was great, engaging sincerely with Carol, but not pushing it. All awkwardness, but certainly not the goofiness, disappeared once we started playing at the Lego table in the basement. Sonny and Carol were soon laughing and building. I am all but forgotten, except as the butt of an occasional joke or when they need someone to dig through the bins to find a piece. I sat there watching the two of them and I thought, this is fantastic. This could be a family. This makes me happy. I could dig in these bins for hours if this is what happens. The seed was planted that night. All subsequent moments, the conversations, the dinners, the whiskey nights, dealing with this pandemic, meeting family and friends, socially distant, of course. The adventures and the excursions only caused it to grow and solidify. Love took root in my heart that night, even if it took me a while to realize it.
Quit telling my story. I like to think our matchmaker imagined this life for us before we ever met. There are a handful of times that reiterate why I want to spend the rest of my life with you, Mike. Number 1, when I meet Carol. At this point, it's March 2020. You and I have swung a few more dates, ramen noodles, bowling, hikes, and more hikes. Hashtag free loose live. And an epic ultimate date at Dominion Wine and Beer. That would be our last indoor public foray together. Next, you're ready for me to meet the then 9-year-old Carol. I come over to your house and immediately we dive into Legos. The 3 of us. Although I wouldn't put it past us to play Legos on a date without Carol. So we're all digging through the bins. I guess it was you, but I thought of it. Finding pieces to set up a pet shop that may have also been part pizzeria. And then there were some food trucks and Santa Claus, maybe some Ninja Turtles, and so many cars. The fabulous Octon.
Yes.
Carol, we were losing it. We're giggling, we're sassing your dad. You are my spirit. I enjoy every ball we toss, ninja level we pass, and craft we make. Thank you for being my side warmer during outside time and helping me understand that a wet and muddy backyard is an impromptu spa day in the making. Reason number 2, I want to spend the rest of my life with these cars. When I realize that I get to be with you, Mike, a man who will sip a delicious IPA while collaboratively building a Harry Potter Great Hall model, a man who chops wood and reads poetry, a man who can bike 50 miles and spot an aircraft by its sound. Like I said before, geek burrito. A man who can be a learner, a teacher, and a coach all at the same time. You are all of those things, Mike, and all the things I want to spend the rest of our lives enjoying. We got this.
We got this.
2 more.
Where is God in our relationship? We didn't become teachers for the pay. I think we both feel the call to strive for social justice, and that a career in education provided the best means for us to use our talents to help others, spread joy, and fight back against the inequalities of our society. But we have also had some of our best moments together outside. Nature revives us, and we both feel closer to the divine power of creation when we take the time to pause and admire the emerald green of a beetle's shell, the clattering of dead birch leaves, the roaring of gale force winds. Just a few of the moments when we've stopped to breathe, listen, and say a prayer together in our own way. And as my father reminded us when he toasted our engagement, to see and experience love is to see the face of God. My love for Sani and her love for me, just like the love I have for Carol and my family and my dear friends, are the clearest and truest signs of the divine's presence in our lives.
We are walking through the woods. This is one of our earlier dates, but it's the pandemic. We're at the Occoquan Bay National Wildlife Refuge. Highly recommend. And heading onto the trail only to come across a small barricade stating it's not a good idea to continue on. So we continue on. We're walking together along the coastline on this long forgotten path, water swishing to our right, trees standing tall and vibrant green to our left, bald eagles swooping and circling in the air above. We walk, we gaze, we walk, we pause, and we walk some more, and then we're lost, but everything still feels right and safe between us. For me, divinity is in the chess pieces, Nutella, and hollywalks. It's in our come over for a backyard fire and make sure you wear your mask. It's in a Pinot Noir and an impromptu campout that's not nearly as warm as we had hoped. It's in don't take my picture and add a filter to that. It's in speak louder and shh. In bless us, O Lord, and what the F is happening right now. It's in our morning coffee, our afternoon reading time, and evening conversations. We are wrapped in love.
One more. We can do it. What is happening now? Every sacrament at its core is an act of humility where one admits to his imperfections and seeming insignificance compared to the immensity of creation. It is a supplication for divine grace, inspired by the hope that one might find ways to improve, find ways to make a difference, if not to the world at large, at least to a few of the people one encounters. What makes marriage different is that one is not making this supplication alone. Together we seek divine grace not just for ourselves, but to support each other, to be a spark of grace for the other, and in this way embark on our unified journey of discovery and growth. We are here because we have trusted each other enough to reveal our imperfections. We are here because we have recognized the beauty inherent in each other's hearts and the love therein. We are asking for the grace to help that beauty and that love shine.
Early on in the pandemic, I start the making meaning thinking routine on a massive Post-it note stuck to the wall of my dining room to capture the silver linings of a tragic year. I check my privilege here and acknowledge that I have been afforded so much. Mike, you and Carol have gone through a lot. Some I will never understand. And here you are, my silver lining, through and through, and so much more than that. At times it feels surreal. Mike, I've said to you many times, you're the best. And you respond with, we're the best. And yes, I like to think with our powers combined, earth, fire, wind, water, heart, we will make the best of this moment, this marriage, in time. So thank you, Colleen, for every, you should meet my friends, and how about now? Because it turns out you have to risk that first date to know if there's potential. Carol, I love you. Mike, I love you. It means everything to me to be officially part of your family today. 3/21/21.
Give these back to him.
Good job.
Good job.
So as I said, ordinarily I do the reading, but when I read these two stories, I said, I think that you guys should do it. You did an outstanding job. I always say when I'm doing it, I have to work very hard on not crying. And I think you guys did a really good job. I know how hard that is. Suzanne and Mike, have you come here freely and without reservation to give yourselves to each other in marriage?
We have.
Could you say that louder?
We have.
Nice. Suzanne and Mike invite all of you who are present here and all of you who are streaming from a distance to be a part of what is happening right here and right now. As a way of including people near and far, we've come up with a list of topics that we would like to invite you to affirm. We invite you to affirm these statements by enthusiastically saying, yes, I'm with you. Could you try that now?
Yes, I'm with you.
One more time, twice as loud.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you.
And all of you at home. Respect, protect, and enjoy the beauties of nature.
Yes, I'm with you.
Actualize education as a tool for equity.
Yes, I'm with you.
Trust our scientists to guide us into a safe and sustainable future.
Yes, I'm with you.
Continue to challenge white supremacy culture.
Yes, I'm with you.
Affirm and value all people, including those who are LGBTQ+.
Yes, I'm with you.
Engage in the civic process.
Yes, I'm with you.
Show gratitude to all those here and now and who have come before us, whose contributions have made us the people we are and brought us to this day.
Yes, I'm with you.
Build a safe and loving home.
Yes, I'm with you.
Use the Oxford comma and refrain from double spacing after the period.
Oh, what happened there? Okay.
Love and support as we commit to this endeavor.
Yes, I'm with you.
Job well done. My friends, in the quiet of this special moment, we pause to give thanks for all the rich experiences of life that have brought Mike and Suzanne to this significant point in their lives. We are grateful for the values which have flowed into them from those who have loved them, nurtured them, and pointed them along life's way. We are grateful that within them is the dream of a great love and the resources to use that love in creating a home that will endure. We are grateful for the values which they have found by their own strivings. And now, as Sonny and Mike make their promises to each other, may they make these vows with the deepest insight into their meaning and with their fullest sincerity. May this be but the beginning of a relationship that will grow and mature with each passing year, so that the latter days become even more wonderful than these early years. Repeating after me, I, Mike, pledge to you, Suzanne,
I, Mike, pledge to you, Suzanne,
a life of giving and of hoping,
a life of giving and of hoping,
a life of growing and of learning.
a life of growing and of learning.
I shall dedicate to you
I shall dedicate to you
both my work and my play.
both my work and my play.
I shall be with you
I shall be with you
in your tears and in your laughter,
in your tears and in your laughter,
just as I shall bring to you
just as I shall bring to you
my joys and my sorrows.
my joys and my sorrows.
I will respect you in everything as an equal
I will respect you in everything as an equal
and continue to parent in partnership.
and continue to parent in partnership.
I pledge to you
I pledge to you
honor, faith, and love
honor, faith, and love
as we become lawfully wedded.
as we become lawfully wedded.
Repeating after me, I, Suzanne, pledge to you, Mike,
I, Suzanne, pledge to you, Mike,
a life of giving and of hoping,
a life of giving and of hoping,
a life of growing and of learning.
a life of growing and of learning.
I shall dedicate to you
both
both my work and my play.
my work and my play.
I shall be with you
I shall be with you
in your tears and in your laughter,
in your tears and in your laughter,
just as I shall bring to you
just as I shall bring to you
my joys and my sorrows.
my joys and my sorrows.
I will respect you in everything as an equal
I will respect you in everything as an equal
and continue to parent in partnership.
and continue to parent in partnership.
I pledge to you
I pledge to you
honor, faith, and love
honor, faith, and love
as we become lawfully wedded.
as we become lawfully wedded.
You have both joined hands. These are the hands of your best friend, young and strong and full of love for you, that are holding yours on your wedding day as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will hold you when fear or grief fills your mind. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow and tears of joy. These are the hands that will help you to hold your family as one. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours,
Not yet.
still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a gentle touch. The rings, please.
Carol, come on
Thank
over.
you.
You don't want to stand here?
We all know that the circle is the symbol of the sun and the earth and the universe. It is a symbol of holiness and peace. In these rings, it is the symbol of unity, in which your two lives are now joined in one unbroken circle, in which wherever you go, you will always return unto one another to your togetherness. You want to grab Sani's ring?
Yeah. We'll see how well Bethany tied them on here. Excellent. You got them? Fantastic.
I'll hold that one.
Okay.
Perfect.
There we go.
Perfect. Thank you. Repeating after me on your left hand, ring finger, Mike, you'll say, with this ring,
With this ring,
I give you my heart.
I give you my heart.
From this day forward,
From this day forward,
you shall not walk alone.
you shall not walk alone.
My heart will be your shelter,
My heart will be your shelter.
and my arms will be your home.
My arms will be your home. Gently. There you go.
Left hand. Sonny, with this ring,
With this ring,
I give you my heart.
I give you my heart.
From this day forward,
From this day forward,
you shall not walk alone.
you shall not walk alone.
My heart will be your shelter,
My heart will be your shelter,
and my arms will be your home.
and my arms will be your home.
Family and friends, please join me in applause, both those streaming and those here. In congratulating Suzanne and my car, you may now kiss each other.
For the first time.
Right, exactly.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes. Thank you all so much for joining us. Don't leave yet. Please stick around with us for a moment.
We're gonna have some toast. Hoi iedereen vanuit Holland. En gezellig vandaag.
Gezellig, hè? So take a minute. If you haven't done so already, get yourself a beverage if you wish one. We're going to hear from my brother Matt and Sonny's sister Teen
En Paul.
and Sonny's father Paul in just a second. So we'll give you a minute to get situated while we get situated ourselves here. And then please stick around and join us for a toast.
2-minute timer.
2-minute timer. Yes, so if anybody wants to.
Hey, congrats!
Thank you. What's up, kiddo? You want to get a beverage? You're done with the pillow. You're good.
Hey, where do I put it?
Just set her right there.
Put sunscreen on.
Yes, I know.
Mike, where would you like us to do the toast?
Probably right there. Yeah. Watch out, point away from face.
You guys need a beverage up there?
Woohoo! Which one is this? This is the missus.
Thank you. Is this the missus?
That's the missus.
Just kidding.
I heard another champagne. A little lower for me. A little lower. Thank you. That makes it a little easier.
Thanks. Sicher, Kinderdanke zijn in de kast. We hadden ze niet.
Carol, will you show them where the little goodies are?
Your beverage? Yeah.
Yeah. And you can maneuver out of the sunshine too if you need to, Carol.
Are you guys getting warm?
Just a little.
It's wonderful. It's beautiful.
Exactly. Where should we stand?
You guys can stand like right in the middle here. Anywhere. Good. So
Okay.
I will get you, and I'll get up here.
Okay. So we can. Did you catch that, Sonny?
Yeah.
So we can stand here so he can get both of us in the shot and.
Great.
Yeah, and
then we can
family
see them.
can come in. If you want to get on camera, Noel, now's your chance. You can.
Don't know where we put them all.
The little beverages
Oh no, don't drink it.
in the small Yeti, Emmeline.
Yeah, I need.
Congrats, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just following orders.
Nog jij nog een
Niet
keer?
te dichtbij.
I got your strawberry carriers too. Did you see those?
Did you get your drink, Carol?
She's going Gatorade. She's out in the sun.
No, we'll have to do it all together.
Yes.
Yes, we can wait, man.
Yeah.
Well, it'll get warm.
Yeah. Yeah. You
I just need to
don't
cleanse
wait.
my palate.
Don't wait. It's a beautiful afternoon. Feel free to go ahead and get started. Did you save yourself a glass, Beth?
How long ago was it?
And did Chuck already? Oh, wow, he's quick.
They say
Oh, he left. Okay.
You got to remind me to send him an email tomorrow because we didn't have time. We had everything, but like,
one week after the first.
Jullie kunnen goed voorlezen.
Am I put together already?
Thanks, Mom.
To be on.
you look pretty darn good there, Matt.
Should we go up?
The wood pile looks great too. What a nice backdrop, huh?
Okay,
Flowers. This is Noel.
thank you.
It's like
I'll
like a
send you an
classic
email tomorrow. One more question for you, but take care of it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wherever you'd
They're gonna
like
be
to
standing
be.
right here.
They're going to be toasting there, Matt and Teen. And I think they'll be using that camera and camera behind us.
Or the K.
That one.
All right. I think should we check to make sure the live stream people are back.
I think we're good. 2-minute timer is over at home. Okay, hopefully everybody is ready. We look forward to having a virtual beverage with you.
These guys are good down here, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
I think they're going to be dancing after the toast.
I need a couple more of these.
Should I stand behind you, Teeny, and just step up when you're done?
Great.
Do you have a beverage?
I do. Thank you so much.
Top it off or anything?
All good.
Do we have one for Chef?
I'm good.
All right. Ready?
Yeah. Can you see? Okay.
I can see great.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Sonny, somehow I always knew I would get this opportunity to be by your side as you marry your partner in life, your biking buddy. Yeah. I never could have imagined a ceremony and setting so perfect and a union that feels oh so right. It's so you, it's so Mike. I mean, it's even Mike and Sonny outside. And for those of you that haven't caught on, Mike and Sonny sounds a little bit like nice and sunny, which for everyone out in other places, we're having a beautiful, just perfect day. Watching Emma and Taya with their new little brother took me back to walking the halls in the hospital with Dad and Robert to come meet you. I remember following the lines on the hospital floor carefully, leading the way to my sissy, my bestie. I had no idea all the credible years that were ahead of us at the time and all the fun we were going to have. And fun we sure did. More like adventure. You, always up for something new and different, ready to explore the outdoors, get lost in pretend play for hours, the friend who'd be ready to start a dance party any time of day, and who can always find us the best tunes. When we return from our adventures, you're always there by my side, nourishing not only our appetites, but my soul. You're someone who consistently offers a listening ear without judgment. You know what I'm feeling or thinking before I recognize it myself sometimes. I had no idea I'd be so lucky to have you by my side in our kitchen, living with us over the years, and most recently as we awaited baby Logan's arrival. We really thought he was coming any day. Truly, yes. Best roomie, the person who can make me laugh until my stomach hurts, can chat with hours about nothing and everything. And let me not forget the best chef. So 2 chefs really are coming together. You are my mealtime spirit animal. I love that the girls see our bond and learn from it. They see how special it is. In asking them how they would describe Aunt Sonny, these little ladies over here, they said, gosh, Sonny, she's so artistic. She's just so creative, and she can imagine anything. And I couldn't agree more. You're driven in all things, a learner for life. You put your eye on something and you go achieve it, something we're all in awe of. All of these qualities in being my bestie will serve you well in being a great life partner and member of the Carr family. Your energy is vibrant, and I've never seen you more you, authentically you. I sensed your energy and excitement when you called me after your first date with Mike. You were joyful, hopeful. You said, and I did write it in my journal, oh man, it was a great date, so much fun. We had great conversation. He's such a good listener, and oh my gosh, sis, his eyes are like honey. You're just gonna love him. You're gonna love him. And you were right. Upon first meeting Mike and Carol, I quickly got that feeling, like, yes, this makes sense. And seeing the fun you and Carol have makes me so happy. She's another human who can appreciate how fun and imaginative you are. So we're so lucky to have you, Carol. I'm excited. Mike, seeing you with our family and the girls warms my heart. I loved how 5 minutes after the engagement, they quickly asked me, so can we call him Uncle Mike now?
Uncle.
And I said, yes, I think so. Well, to confirm, but I think so.
It started off as almost Uncle Mike.
Yes. We're lucky to have you and Carol in our family now. And I mean, anyone who can handle our family in the kitchen, giving my mom a break in the kitchen and my dad at the grill is in. I felt the same meeting the rest of the fam, Grammy, Mac, Matt, and very soon Pops, that our families are going to have an easy time blending together. And I look forward to all the fun that we're going to have. Sonny and Mike, I'm happy for you both. I'm happy for all of us. I couldn't be prouder watching you come down and marry your true best friend today. And I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh.
Thanks, team.
Thank you, team.
Can you hear me okay with it low? All right. Thank you, Teeny. I'm Matt, the brother of the groom. Welcome, Zoomers from all over. I think that's probably the camera.
Yep.
Thanks for subjecting yourself to more screen time to join us on the weekend, no less. Thanks to all the family here for the hospitality and the efforts to pull this ceremony together. Noelle, your flower arrangements are gorgeous. Mom, your scrupulous efforts in the yard combined with the flowers really make it quite a classy venue, almost like transformed, unrecognizable, this yard I've spent so much time in. I heard Holly ran to the kennel herself today because there wasn't a single leaf or stick left to play with. Chuck, thank you so much for the sacrament and for your words. Teeny, thank you for your words. That's a tough act to follow. It occurs to me, too, how you led with the sense of adventure. And I was looking at my old high school Catholic study Bible for context on the reading that Mike and Sonny picked. And the verse before where I began is cast your bread upon the water. And the Greek translation has a sense of adventure. And in my study Bible, it said that that is a metaphor for going out onto the ocean to find adventure and having treasures come back. So I think there's so much like serendipitous themes kind of crossing back and forth. I think it's better if I skip all the old fourth grade stories about this hero tossing fifth graders left and right across the blacktop like rag dolls to rescue his third grade brother from the bottom of a dog pile in a recess football game he had no business being in. Although Mike has legitimately saved my life more times than I care to admit, I'll spare you from the classics, like how Mike got me off a train and onto a plane home from London, not completely conscious, even though he may or may not have been the one who knocked me unconscious to get me on the train out of Brussels in the first place. Good looking out. Thank you.
That was an interesting moment.
You mean a lot to me.
Thank you.
What's more is you mean and have meant so much to countless kids over the years of your teaching and coaching, and your impacts and the stories that I could share about those impacts are really limitless, probably more than we'll ever know as you send those kids off into the world. The amount of stories that illustrate Mike's remarkable, level-headed, compassionate strength is truly staggering. But at this point, you've likely heard them all before. And if you haven't, to all our new friends and family on the Dutch side who are zooming in, if you haven't met Mike yet and heard all his tales, don't worry, you will. Just make sure you have a comfortable chair and a big drink. What I'm trying to say is Mike tells really long stories. But for once in my life, I'm not gonna try to be exactly like my big brother right now, as I have proudly done for 38 years. Instead, I'd like to talk briefly about what I've learned from my new family. It's fitting that 1 year ago this Sunday was the last time that we were indoors at my parents' house, or any house really. I know because I found a photo of Carol decorating her stormtrooper before corned beef and cabbage for St. Patty's Day family dinner dated March 20th, 2020. What a year it's been. We started doing what we all did in the pandemic and moved stuff outside and tried to get creative. It's hard to call it family dinner. It's more Sunday drinking outside with family. But not so bad in the spring and the summer months. Not long after Suzanne started joining us, it started getting cold. And she introduced us to Friluftsliv. She emailed us all a great National Geographic article about this Norwegian concept of open air living. It's a great article. I think our Zoom maestro Dave is going to try to drop the link in the chat for everyone who's taking notes at home. Rooted in a passion for nature, it's the idea of celebrating time outdoors no matter the weather. From the very beginning, Suzanne embodied Friluftsliv with her attitude and zeal, just kicking back in the mud, excuse me, which there was a lot of in my parents' backyard. She exuded radiant warmth, and she was welcomed into our home in a very special way when you're not actually allowed inside the house. Suzanne, if you hadn't taught Mom that there was a word for drinking beer outside, I don't think she would have ever come and play frisbee golf in the pouring rain with us on Christmas Eve. Yes. We just couldn't have done it without you.
Ute Pils.
Ute Pils. Toast within a toast. Well done. But you also taught me a Dutch word, gezellig. Good company, nice atmosphere. I'm glad all the family in the Netherlands is muted right now and they can't yell at me for hacking the pronunciation. It's an impressive thing to feel so at home in someone's presence. Such a warm welcome when you've only hung out with them outside in the cold. Warm atmosphere doesn't come from the light fixtures or the living room renovation fund or the multiple holes that Mike and I cut into the ceiling when we were trying to find the pinhole leak in all that copper pipe. It's the kindness, warmth, and earnest sincerity that emanate from people like Mike and Suzanne. Within just a few minutes of meeting Paul and Noel right here on the porch this summer, it was easy to see from where Suzanne gets it. I'm excited to welcome you all into our family and experience some of the gezellig firsthand in Montrose, I hope. See what I did there? I just invited myself to the River House on live TV. I'm honored to be with you all to raise a glass in Mike and Suzanne's honor. There's an old Irish toast that I was never very fond of about the sun always on your face and the wind always at your back. But as a family of avid bikers, Carol, Suzanne, and Mike know better than anyone that the wind blows directly into your face at least 65% of the time. So instead, a far better toast might be to wish you a lifetime of love and happiness, soaking up the sun, embracing the cold wind, and dancing in the rain. I'm so lucky to have learned so much from these two amazing educators, and I look forward to learning much more. May you both continue to learn from each other, laugh, and love in all types of weather. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. I love you guys.
Love you too, man. Yeah. Whew. Okay.
I like your time.
Right call.
Yeah.
Okay, after all these beautiful speeches, there's not much left for me to say, really. The history, the introduction, the qualities, the super qualities of all of you. What can I add? I all agree.
Something in Dutch.
Yeah? But I should hope that my mom, who is 93, Noel's mom, 88, are actually following this along. So let me say a few Dutch words to them.
Please.
Ik vind het zo leuk dat het kan met deze sorry jongens, met deze technologie. En dat jullie erbij kunnen zijn. Ik heb geen idee hoeveel mensen er zijn. Maar toen we begonnen, waren het er al in de 50. Dus ik hoop dat dat veel meer is geworden. En ik wil jullie allemaal bedanken. Heel goed georganiseerd, leuk gedaan. Fantastic organization, good script, good music. We heard opera.
Yeah.
Cheers all, and thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thank you, Paul.
Guess it's time for
A
our dance party. You on the bubbles, Rachel? If anyone wants to come down.
If anyone would like to dance, please join us. Or have fun with your bubbles. Yes, there we go.
You might want to put your drink down.
Oh, really?
I was like, I'm like, I mean, that one's fun too.
Think about it. There must be a higher love down in the heart or hidden in the stars above. Without it, life is a wasted time. Look inside your heart and I'll look inside mine. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk the line and try to see, falling behind what could be. Oh, bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. Where's that higher love I keep thinking of? Bring me higher World's a turning, and we're just hanging on, facing our fear and standing out there alone. I yearn, yeah, and it's real to me. There must be someone who's feeling for me. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk the line and try to see, falling behind and what could be. Oh, bring me a higher love. I'm on a
See you, bunch. Hey, everybody. Thank you all so much. It means so much to have you here with us. Haha. Yes. Look at how many of them are outside too. Yes.
Aw. Hey.
Santa Cruz cars.
Oh, yes, and the dancing. That's amazing.
Yes. Look, you can see him still dancing. Yes.
So cute.
Yes, very cute. All right. Thank you all.
All right, thank you. So much love. One smooch. Mwah. Thank you. Probably go the same direction.
Yes. What? No carbs. Yes.
Ja, want dat had ik gezegd.
Ja, alsmaar. Klaar.
Thank you all.
Are we okay?
She just needs a cup of water.
Are we off mic and camera?
I think.